Let me ask you a question. What's one thing that most people miss when they are trying to change their lives? Is it breaking bad habits or building good ones? What if the real change isn't about either of those things? You see, many people often rushing to take action when they are trying to make some changes in their lives. But often, those actions that they took don't stick. Do you know why? Because they have skipped the 4 levels of transformation. This is the exact roadmap that I use to create lasting change in my life. Stay with me because by the end of today's video, I'm going to share with you the 4 levels of transformation and show you exactly how to create change that sticks for life. Now, before we start, let's take a moment to rethink how we create change. You see, many people often believe that create change is all about taking action. I used to have these sets of beliefs when I made changes in my life a few years ago. I was trying to implement some new habits like reading books, journaling, exercising more, or eating healthier. And also, I work on eliminating some of my bad habits like playing mobile games or scrolling social media the whole day. Although I tried to implement these efforts to create change in my life, I felt that everything just fell apart. Maybe sometimes it worked for a few weeks, but most of the time I felt distracted, frustrated, and always not productive. I found that my bad habits always sneak back in, and I just simply couldn't stick to my new habits. You see, back then I thought the problem was maybe I lack of willpower or discipline. But guess what? I was wrong. I realized that before I could change something, I need to understand myself better first. I needed to be aware of my existing mindsets and beliefs that shape my behaviors. You see, I wish I had understood this sooner so that to prevent wasting a lot of my time to figuring out the how. It wasn't until I found a better approach to transformation that things started to change. And that's where the 4 levels of transformations comes in. So, what are these 4 levels? Let's jump in right now. Okay, as you can see from the screen, there are 4 levels of transformation. Let's start with the first level, realization. This is where it all starts. In this level, you receive information and aware of your current state. That means you start to recognize your existing mindsets, beliefs, and most importantly, your desires. This is the foundational level of conscious awareness of where you are now and where change is necessary. It is about opening yourself to receive insights, feedback, and external information. Now you see, it's easy to ignore the truth about ourselves. But until you face it directly, your transformation will remain stuck. Let's take weight loss for example. Now you know that in order to lose some weight, you have to eat healthily and move more. But guess what? How many of us are willing to commit to it? To transform at this level, we must be open ourselves to accept the truth from those who have already walked the path. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, a family member, close friend, or someone who cares about us. Of course, at this level, you can reflect and decide whether the truth that you receive is serving your highest good. When you start to accept the truth, that's where you have successfully transformed your state of awareness. Okay, let's continue with the second level. After receiving the information and transform your state of awareness, the second level is integration. This level is all about transforming information that you receive into meaningful insights. The key lies in your ability to fully perceive the information and interpret the meaning behind it. This is the level where you start to connect the dots between what you have learned and how it fits into your own life by shifting your perception, mindset, and behaviors. Let me give you an example. When you want to learn a new skill, you can read all the books that you want, you can watch all the self-help videos, you can attend all the seminars, workshops, training programs. But here's the thing, knowledge is just information. It is only the applied knowledge that leads to transformation. To truly perceive the information, one must go beyond the surface. It's about diving deeper, asking more questions, and understanding how this information applies to you. When you do this, it's not just about something you have heard. It will change the way of how you think, feel, and act that leads to real transformation. Once you have started to absorb and integrate these insights, you may have a sense of clarity about the steps you are going to take. That's where the next level begins, where I'm going to show you right now. At this level, you start to take everything that you have learned and put it into action, and that is activation level. For instance, at this point, you have already gained clarity on what needs to be changed. You are now ready to conceive the ideas to set specific goals and create a strategy to move forward. However, there's one problem here. Many of us may feel resistance in taking actions. For instance, you may doubt yourself, you may have the fear of failure, or you may even procrastinate. But here's the simple secret. You just need to start. The key idea here is to start small and make that first step, even if it's uncertain. That's why it is so critical to get started, because you want to build momentum first. And when you begin to take consistent actions, that's where things start to click into place. The more you take actions, the more it becomes the part of who you are. And that's where you are working towards to become the best version of yourself. By creating a clear path and committing to take consistent steps, you will not only activate your transformation, but also helping you to build momentum that carry you through the final level of transformation. So for this final level of transformation, I call it evolution. At this evolution level, the key is to believe in the transformation and its permanence. You have previously made a lot of changes, and now it is time to make them stick. This is where your new habits, mindset and goals become who you are. It's not just about maintaining them, it's about mastering them and making the transformation as part of your core identity. Now you see, when you have reached the final level of transformation, you don't need to worry about falling back to your old self, because change has become a second nature to you. You continue to refine your mindsets and actions regardless of external changes or internal doubts. You keep reminding yourself why you started this journey in the first place. You will find ways to stay accountable, whether that's through a coach, a mentor, a friend, or a community of like-minded individuals who encourage you to keep growing. And here's the thing I want to emphasize. Many people often skip the first two levels of transformation and go straight directly to the activation level, whereby they start to create new habits or planning to eliminate those existing bad ones. And that's why they can never sustain their new habits, because they have never found their true desires, which is the level 1, realization. Without going through the first level, you are just going through the motion. In short, you are just doing the things for the sake of doing them. Therefore, to achieve a successful transformation, you need to go through all the 4 levels. Now, I want you to take a step back and imagine yourself. How would you feel if you could wake up every day with a clear mind? And not only that, you have regained your self-confidence and you feel unstoppable to crush your goals. And all these goals are not dreams anymore. They have become your reality. You are not just going through the motion, you are in control of your life. You can feel the momentum pushing you forward every single day. And eventually, your vision now has become a reality. And when life throws challenges your way, you become someone who knows how to adapt, pivot, and keep growing. That's why it's so important to go through the 4 levels of transformation, which serves as a roadmap to help you gain insight, integrating new behaviors, take action, and evolve yourself to become the person who you are meant to be. So there you have it, the 4 levels of transformation. If you found this video valuable and you are ready to take the first step towards your own transformation, do remember to give this video a like, subscribe if you are new to my channel, and share this with anyone who needs to hear this message today. Remember, transformation isn't about just doing more. It's about becoming more. Thanks for staying till the end of the video, and I look forward to see you next time.